The Lumberjack 95. My French is very poor, unfortunately. Give up. Who's giving up? Are you talking with regards to French? Um, Years ago, I used to be able to read. I used to be able to read French quite fluidly, but it's been over a decade. How are you doing tonight? Yesterday was my birthday. I celebrated by going out to an adult calisthenic park and doing a bunch of calisthenics before finishing with 400 pull-ups. And I'm a little bit sore today. I also lost a lot of skin on my fingers. I'm doing good. Good to hear you're doing well. And these interesting times we're living in, sometimes you gotta take what you can get. Yeah, I wore a lot of the skin down on my fingers. I did 370 pull-ups easily, And then the last 30, exhaustion kicked in. I'm talking a point where, like, you know, you see the long distance runners and suddenly start to become jello and they fall on the floor. I was good. They're going easy, and all of a sudden exhaustion. I was out in the sun the whole time, and I did the last 30, but it was rough. I did a couple extra just in case I lost count anywhere in between. But I just did it just to say I did it and be able to give myself a pat on the back for my birthday. I took several videos, posted them on Instagram. I had fun making them. Jumping between bars like, I don't know, like, I guess like a kid. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm like a ninja warrior doing all this stuff, but this is like, yeah, I'm just a kid swinging on a playground set. I'm actually full of food right now. I've been eating for a good several hours, and I got a little bit of a food baby going on. So, Steven Solers, how's it going? I don't really have a plan right now. I got some dumbbells. I've been doing some biceps and some shoulder exercises. I think my music might be a little bit loud. You guys might be able to hear it. I probably should lower that. But it was a good day. I was rather tired throughout the day. I might have to switch to exercises that don't involve the dumbbells because they have the, you guys can't see, but it's got rugged grips, and the skin on my fingers is very thin right now. How are you doing tonight? Steven Solers. Oh. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a leg day, and then the day after, I'll do chest. Take a break, take a day off, then do back. Actually, I might not take a day off. I might do deadlifts, then I might do back. Spend more time resting, but lifting relatively heavy. I was doing 350-pound deadlifts on either Friday or Saturday. Friday. So Friday, I was doing 350-pound deadlifts. But what was happening is my hamstrings were sore because I did a leg stream on Thursday, and I put a little bit of extra time in my hamstrings, and it was really holding me back from deadlifting heavy. They were my hamstrings were tender. I might do some more chair dips than normal. Let's. I need to think what I can do that's going to be kind to my hands. Whew. It's getting hot in here. As soon as the fans aren't on me, I just heat up. Wonder if anybody can notice anything different about me today. One of these things is not like before. All right. Itchy. Maybe I'll do some lat pullovers today. Oh, I can feel all the food I've been eating. Oh, I gave myself half an hour to digest, but obviously that wasn't enough. All right. I can do some skull crushers. Hmm. All right. Next set. Oh. It's getting hot in here. I think I look puffy today. Nothing's really popping out like it normally does. Ooh. Any suggestions for something I can do with a pair of dumbbells? I'm happy to mellow out and not necessarily take it easy, but let myself recover from my workout yesterday. But I'll probably do another set with biceps, triceps, shoulders. Run through them again real quick. Something easy. Oh. I broke my glasses on my birthday. So right now I'm wearing my other pair, and I don't like wearing these ones very much because the nose piece cuts into my eye, and so my eye is a little bit marked up, or my nose is a little bit marked up. Oh yeah, shoulders now. Let's go back to the shoulders. Turn this camera just a little bit too. Maybe I'll do some squats in the meantime, just because my glutes in particular are a little bit tight right now. Oh. Quiet night tonight. That's okay though. That sort of suits me right now, I guess. If it stays quiet, I'll probably get an hour in and then tell myself I did what I needed to today, and then I'll mosey on and enjoy the rest of my night before bed. There's one viewer who started watching me when I was playing Resident Evil 7. He's a big. We're both big Resident Evil fans, and having started watching me, he's been coming on and describing his fitness progress over the last couple months. And I'm actually pretty proud of the guy. Sounds like he's putting in some good work and getting the corresponding results. But I got some news for him next time he comes on. I started streaming Resident Evil 8 Village, but I had to stop because for some reason the game would always crash on me. I managed to fix the issue, so I'll be able to finish playing Resident Evil 8 Village. That was a nice little surprise to get all sorted out on my birthday yesterday. Oh, I still got enough food. I got a food belly, food baby. I got some. I haven't. Echelon, how's it going? I had a fun day yesterday. It was my birthday, which thankfully fell on the weekend. I believe it was on the weekend last year too. So I went out and celebrated the same way that I did yesterday, or the same way I did last year, which was there's an adult calisthenics park across the city. I went there, I was jumping, I was swinging around. I took videos last year, and I went this year and I tried to reproduce some of the same videos I've done, and definite improvement in my performance. And then like I was doing muscle ups where I was like spinning around the bar. I was doing the Ninja Warrior stuff where you grab a bar and I swing and I jump and I grab another bar that's like between 6 to 8 feet, depending on the gap and the height difference. So the hardest one, you gotta go 8 feet and you gotta go up about 1.5 feet. I was I was doing them, and then I finished off by doing 400 pull-ups, and I was wearing gloves, but my fingers were exposed. So the tips of my fingers lost basically all the skin on them. And so right now everything's a little bit tender. Even grabbing my dumbbells, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Hey, I see Mistex, how's it going? Yeah, I ended up posting several videos onto Instagram that I'm pretty proud of. It was a good time. Yeah, well, I got 370 pull-ups done without any struggle. And then suddenly I became exhausted. And as soon as exhaustion kicked in, the last 30 were absolutely brutal. To the point where, like, you know, when you watch the marathon runners and eventually, like, they get like right near the finish line, they'll start to get all wobbly and they can't walk straight. Well, that was basically myself. It was an interesting feeling. And then today, like last night, I slept like a baby, woke up, was not ready to get up and go to work, I'll tell you that. How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah. So tomorrow's gonna be a leg day. I'll probably do tomorrow my workout at the gym. So tomorrow I'll do a leg day. Then Wednesday I'll stream a chest day. Thursday I'll do deadlifts. And then Friday I'll probably focus. Did I get my days right? Today, just random miscellaneous stuff. Tuesday, legs at the gym. Wednesday, chest. Thursday, deadlifts. Friday, I'll focus on rows. Take a day off probably, and then do legs on Sunday. My camera gone blurry on me. Come on, camera. I'm actually feeling a little puffy today. I've been eating for several hours after work, and I got a bit of a food baby going on right now. Oh, it's a little bit hard to keep everything tight and squeeze. Feeling a little bit. So, I guess I'll do one more set, then I'll do some skull crushers, then some lat pullovers, and see what I feel like doing from there. Maybe I'll just do some squats in my downtime, keep my body moving. I've been a little bit tight all of my legs the last couple of days. So I've been trying to do some bodyweight squats throughout the day. Just get everything moving, firing. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Give myself one other minute. Then I'll run through biceps, triceps, shoulders again. Then I'll get myself set up for some skull crushers. Then I'll do some lat pullovers. And my goal is the lat pullovers go heavy enough and hard enough that I really gas myself out and just get the last of my energy out of my system. I love my lat pullovers. They feel like a gut buster exercise. You control how much lat or chest is involved by the angle of your elbows and your shoulders. Oni-chan, how's it going? What's up? I'm as of yesterday, I'm a year older, according to the calendar. I went out and celebrated by doing calisthenics in the park. I took a bunch of videos, posted them on Instagram. I'm pretty proud of those videos. I was doing stuff where I was like spinning over a bar this way, and then spinning over a bar this way, and then spinning over a bar that way, doing jumps between like swinging and doing like Ninja Warrior jumps between 6 or 8 feet gaps. Yeah, 400 pull-ups. I lost a lot of skin on my fingers so my fingers are very sensitive right now. I did 400 pull-ups last year, so I want to do them this year too. But this year I did like last year I mostly just did pull-ups. I played around for like 15 minutes, took some videos of some stuff, and then I just did pull-ups for like I don't know 2 hours or something. This year I spent a lot more time gassing myself out with muscle ups, gassing myself out with a bunch of fun stuff. And thank you, the 21st. So what day of the week is that? Is that Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Any plans for your birthday? I ended up getting a cake made out of fruit. So the base of the cake was watermelon that was cut up, and then there was grapes all around it, and there was like strawberries, and there was like a mound of fruit on top of it, and it was literally just all fruit, but just what I needed to replenish my sugars after getting back from outside for several hours. No plans? Well, hopefully you're able to do something for yourself, something that just makes you feel good, or sometimes you just might need a day off from your regular schedule if you can. I found from when I was 15 to when I was 24, I never celebrated a birthday because I was always working on my birthday. So I would always do something for myself, maybe a couple days before or a couple days after. Oh. All right, next set. Biceps, triceps, shoulders. Oh. I'm not really going heavyweight today. Doing 25-pound dumbbells. I thought about increasing it, but my hands hurt. These dumbbells have a corrugated grip on them for a little bit of extra grippiness, but it hurts my hands. Oh, that sounds exciting. Are you getting a certification for that? Or are you just taking, are you just learning yourself and hoping to become an entrepreneur with that? And if you're doing a certification, how many years and how long you got left for that? Yeah, when you move out on your own for the first time and you got a stable job, there's certain freedoms there, but there's also several things that go along with that. Life is give and take. You gotta make what you can of it, though. We only got this one life to live. Yeah. You graduate in psychology, yeah? So you got a certificate. Are you going to be getting further certificates? Like if you do some self-study, are you able to like just go somewhere and take some tests and be like, I'm qualified to do this? Get a card or something or a plaque that says, yes, you are qualified for this type of work. Is that how you're going to get? Well, good luck with that. Hope it all turns out for you, out for the best for you. Oh. I got a food belly going on right now. I forgot, I was gonna do triceps. So biceps, triceps, shoulders. Yeah, it's the hardest time to search for a job is when you desperately need it. And I've been there. I've also been on the other end where I could care less whether I got the job or not. And let me tell you, it's a whole lot less stressful that way. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Like, you still want to get the job, but it's not going to affect your ability to eat. But it sounds like you're on the right track out there, just trying to better yourself and become more qualified. All right, so now shoulders. And then I'm going to set up my skull crushers. And then I'm going to do some lat pullovers. And then maybe I'll do some abs. Let's see if I can digest any more food before then, because if I tried to do abs right now, that would be a bad idea. Oh, that's good to hear. Hopefully you're able to pick and choose. And end up with something that you're happy with. Oh, it's hot in here. I started yoga after I injured myself, and I've been keeping up with it, except I don't enjoy yoga as much as a like self like program for the self. I like going to classes and participating with everybody else, and then just going like doing my absolute best I can do it every day. But at a class period where you're given these poses, and uh, the pandemic has put a kibosh on that. And for the longest time, they would have social distance classes, but then they stopped even that, and now they have online Zoom classes. But I've never enjoyed the online Zoom classes. It's just not the same. It's just not as, like, it's not bad, it's just not as enjoyable. And I would rather go home and stretch as opposed to yoga. And I don't really consider yoga and stretching the same thing either. So I have a stretching program that I go through, and there might be some yoga poses in there, but it's mostly targeted stretching for performance based. Yeah. Yeah, 20 minutes is a fair bit of stretching. I'll stretch a little bit every morning before I go to bed. Doesn't have to be long, even if it's just like 5-10 minutes, maybe 15 or 20. But once a week or twice a week, I'll do like a 50-minute stretching program. But even then, like, I'm working out, I'm constantly moving my body. I focus a lot on mobility. I focus on posture, right? Like nice and tall. I focus on just having healthy joints. There's a lot of guys who build a lot of muscle and then can't lift their hands over their head like straight, right? Like they get impingements, or their muscles aren't in balance, and they'll get to hear it. They're like, oh, I can't lift up any higher, right? You gotta healthy shoulders. You need a balance between back and chest muscles. But my recommendation wouldn't necessarily to be doing abs every day, but if that's what you enjoy doing, if you're getting results, like by all means. And when I had the best results in my entire life, I was doing like 15 minutes of abs every day. But I was lifting weights, but I would use my ab exercise as like a pre bedtime workout, and just to get myself a little bit sweaty, so I can go shower and then go to bed. Krish 14700, how's it going? How do you need help? I have opinions, and they're free. There are certain subjects that I'm more well read on than others, but joints can repair themselves, but like it depends. There's a lot that goes on in a joint. What can't repair itself is when the bone wears away. So if your bone starts wearing away, that is where you end up with you might not actually be disabled or anything, but there might be something going on there that you just feel it. Like it doesn't feel like it did 10 years ago, and it just might be some. It might not be a lot of bone wasted away, but it's like your teeth, right? Like your gums start wasting away past some point. Like you can't repair that, and if your bone is grinding, and it'll eventually wear it away. Well, I don't mind if you ask in chat. The worst that happens is if it's something inappropriate, I might just laugh it off and move on. But other than that, I'm not. I don't judge. And if I can, I'll honestly take the time to see if I can help. But like for myself, training abs will help, like not just abs, but your whole core, right? Like even your lower back is part of your core. So training your whole core will just make you stronger. It just will make you stronger in every aspect of any other type of performance. Like you're squatting, you tight you want to stabilize, and it all comes from your core. Like you want to explosion something, comes from the core. But if you're just focusing on abs like crunches, what you're going to do is you're going to build your ab muscles, and it might pop out a little bit more, get a little bit more defined. My favorite shoulder exercise is the overhead press. You can do different variations. I also like cables. So, like my favorite rear delt exercise, and you can grab this with a band too, is to get a cable and come up. And you can use a little bit of body sway to, and what you'll work is you'll work this muscle right here. All right. Let me read this here. So your name is Chris. You live in India with your family. I'm going to turn my music down just so I can hear. I'm going to turn it off actually so I can hear myself think. You have no luck with getting a job in India. You applied to work in Belgium. So that's what this is. Yeah. So see, if you're walking every day, walking is going to do more for you. If you're walking regularly, that's going to do more for you then your ab workouts, that's going to do more for you than lifting weights. That's just going to go a really long way to maintaining good health. And at the same time, like, you don't want to go for a walk, come back home, and then eat a block of cheese. Because like a lot of people, like they have to walk throughout their day, but at the same time, they're going home and they're just consuming a lot of like craving type foods, like cheese. Cheese is the worst. Cheese is the most delicious thing in the world, but many people would be a lot more healthy if they'd cut out the cheese. Yeah, I think that's probably a bot too. But oh well, I'll still approach. Somebody comes in, I'll still approach them the same way. All right, so I want to get myself set up for some skull crushers. How long does it take you to walk your 5 miles? Because that's if like. Yeah, because like as long as you're not doing it in like 3 hours, you're going to be burning. So like 3.5 miles. You'd probably burn, like it depends on how much you weigh, but say if you were like 150 pounds, you'd burn 300 calories approximately walking about 3.5 miles. And if you're doing that every day, that's equivalent to raising your metabolism 300 calories. So you can basically eat an extra 300 calories, and if it's like an hour and a half, like you might be burning like, so that's for 3 to 3.5 miles. You're doing 5 miles, right? You might have an extra 500 calories a day that you can eat just because you're walking every day. Oh. Well, there you go. But I'm gonna turn my music back on, and I'm gonna set myself up for some skull crushers. So your birthday's on the 21st, then. I'll be streaming that day. Maybe I'll see you on, maybe I won't. All right. So I'll start with 75-pound skull crushers. Actually, this thing doesn't weigh. No, I'll start with 65-pound skull crushers. What's that say? Sorry, dude, I'm not sending you anything on PayPal. I have my own charities in my community that I'll meal prep. Certain meals I might meal prep for like 6 days in a row, but there's other ones that I might switch up. So in my fridge right now, I have French toast for a week. So I got like Tupperware containers of this. I got 2 Tupperware containers that wide by like this deep, just filled with French toast. And what I'll do is I'll slap on some Greek yogurt on that. And I make my own protein jello. And when I run out of the protein jello, I'll just make some more in the blender. And so that's my breakfast for the rest of the week. And then I will cook my meats and my vegetables separate. And right now I've got enough meat for another 2 days before I have to cook again. But I've only got one more day of vegetables. So when I run out of my vegetables, and I run out of vegetables faster than I run out of meats, because I eat a lot of vegetables. Like I'll take a Tupperware container like this full, and I'll just dump it on a plate. So my plate's like this in vegetables. And if I'm hungry, I'll just eat more. Yeah, the protein jello is basically 4.5 cups of soy milk, 2 cups of 0% fat cottage cheese, I think a couple scoops of protein powder, and 1 package of 0-fat Jello. Like I'll put in a chocolate or I'll put in a caramel. I'll switch it up between uses, and I'll put that all in a Ninja blender, and then blend it for a couple of minutes until it's a certain consistency. I also put xanthan gum in there. I put in 1 tablespoon of xanthan gum to make it thicker. The thicker it is, the more it's going to fill your stomach up and keep you full. So the less that you're going to eat. And then I also put in a couple artificial sugars. Yeah, my fridge is full, but yeah, I probably eat more vegetables than most vegetarians. But I also eat my meat. I also I eat a lot of food. It just anyways, let's get this camera set up a little better. How's this? That seems to work. Where's the oh. Oh, I'm so full. Yeah, and then like today, I actually cooked today, but I threw 3 kilograms of chicken thighs in the oven. Put on some low-calorie sauce. And I've been like a lot of times I won't even use sauce. A lot of times I'll just cook food and I'll often marinate it in my vegetable juices, and that's where I get a lot of my taste from. But recently I've been playing around with there's like zero. It's not zero. It might be like 3-calorie sauce that you can throw on something. That I got a whole variety. I got a whole fridge full of these things now. But most recently, I've been experimenting with more spicy type foods. A lot of spicy sauces are actually relatively low calorie. Like, or I've been using mustard here and there. Not a lot of calories in mustard, and it's got a very poignant taste to it. It depends. From my understanding, olive oil degrades a little bit more with the cooking process. But even that, like coconut oil is very healthy for you, very nutritious, but it's also got tons of calories in it. So not enough people actually pay attention to how much oil that they use when they're cooking. right? Like if you're gonna make a batch of something that's say like 500 calories, you don't want to add an extra 100 calories in oil, right? Because if you add 100 calories in oil to something that's already 500 calories, right? 1/6 of those calories are just from the oil that you add in the pan, and you can very quickly put like 200 calories in oil. And so for myself, whenever I want to bulk, it's cooking oil. Whenever I want to bulk, or not, no, sorry, whenever I want to bulk, it's coconut oil, and I'll just cook exclusively with coconut oil. Whenever I want to lean out, I will use cooking spray and just give it a shh and done. Every second that you spray with cooking oil is 10 calories. And cooking oil isn't nutritious like coconut oil is, or cooking spray isn't as nutritious as coconut oil, but I'm getting my nutrition in the food as opposed to the oil. What's funny is when you cook with coconut oil, when you put the food in the fridge, the coconut oil actually congeals in like whatever Tupperware container or whatever container you have. It'll congeal on the outside of the food, and then when you heat it up, it'll melt again. And it gives food a little bit of a unique taste, but I love it. I remember when I was eating 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day for 3 years. So for over 3 years, I was cooking. Everything I was frying it with coconut oil. It was and as for how I digest it, it's actually a lot of practice as well, right? Like if you're not used to eating 5,000 calories in one day, if you eat 4,000 calories in one day, you're gonna puke and you're gonna just feel bad, right? Well, you can work yourself up, as well as when you're burning a lot of calories, your body demands more calories. So, so the calories are coming in and they're going out right away. They're not sticking around. Your body's craving this food because it wants to digest it and turn it into fuel to keep going. Because that's the demands that you're putting on your body. Oh, when you eat like a really big healthy meal, or particularly like a heavy carb meal before bed, you can you'll sweat right through the night. I'm talking like rolling over and just sweating through the covers, and it's gross. But at the same time, if you've trained heavy that day, like when your body's going through that, you're basically triggering an anabolic response, and it helps with muscle recovery. It helps with recovery in general. But if there's something wrong, like if your digestion isn't working properly, or if your digestion isn't strong, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're laying down in bed and it's just not digesting, because you don't want food sitting in your stomach all night, because that'll make you feel like crap. And it also depends on the type of food that you're eating, right? If you're eating more, like if you just eat a bunch of pizza before you go to bed, that like pizza's not going to digest. Like a lot of the stuff in pizza, like the oils and everything, aren't going to digest as easily as something like brown rice. Right now for meals, I'm having breakfast at I'm eating at 7 in the morning. I'm eating at 9 in the morning, I'm eating at, but I'm eating at 11, I'm eating at 1, I'm eating at 3, and then I'm eating at like 5:30 to 6, and then I might have another meal um, in the evening. So an average for myself is 7 meals a day. You don't need to. And some of my meals aren't even that much, right? Like some of my meals, I might have a banana and an apple. Like my meal at around 3 o'clock is is just like an apple and a banana. Whereas what I eat at like 9 o'clock, I'll eat like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but a peanut butter powder, no, a peanut butter powder and honey sandwich. So I'll throw that in. I like that. It just sort of fills me up, gives me a little bit of energy. The peanut butter powder takes all like it's peanut butter without all the fat, so it becomes a high protein, low calorie food that's still that's quite filling, and it has like a. It's not as good as peanut butter, but it's like close. And then I get a fair bit of calories through the honey. And for myself, I like splitting up my meals where I'm hungry, I'll eat until I'm not hungry anymore, and then I'll regulate my hunger for my supper. So my first several meals of the day are all going to be exactly the same, but then if I feel extra hungry that day, or if I feel a little bit less hungry, I'm going to regulate that with my supper and decide how much I'm going to weigh out for that meal. So, and if I have to, I'm not going to be afraid of having two suppers. So if I have a full supper and then an hour later I'm hungry again, I'm going to have another supper, but I'm going to eat until I'm just not hungry anymore. All right, next set. I'll do this one, then I'll increase the weight, and then I'll do my human pull or my flat pullovers. Oh, all right, let's add some weight. Now, honey's not bad for you. Nothing's like honey's nutritious. It's just how many calories of it are you having compared to everything else. And a little bit of honey, a little bit of peanut butter or bread isn't going to break your diet. Um, the number one thing, if you can cut out cheese. Cheese is not just high in calories, it's very satiating for the palate, and it's addictive as well. Like if you have a bite of cheese, it's really hard to stop at one bite. And like when you look at the serving sizes of the cheese, nobody ever has one serving of cheese. You start having cheese, or you start adding cheese to something, you're adding like 6 servings of cheese, as opposed to like the recommended, oh, have one serving of this. It's like, oh, well, you're having 6 because you just like it that way. But at the same time, when I cut cheese out of my diet, I suddenly had a big hole in the amount of calories I was eating, and my hunger was like my hunger throughout the day was completely messed up. I had to figure out how to reorganize my calories to make up for this hole that had just got taken out. Because I was basically eating the same amount of volume of food, but it wasn't enough anymore. All right, so let's add on an extra. Um, I'll add an extra 40 pounds for this thing. So 105-pound skull crushers now. Oh. But honestly, sounds like you're on the right track, and that what you're doing is working for you. And that's the most important part, because like if you're going for a walk for 3 to 5 miles a day, like that's amazing. And the thing is to keep doing it every day and to keep coming back, because the results you're going to get is you're not going to get results from walking 5 miles. You're going to get results not even from walking 50 miles in 10 days. You're going to get results from walking 500 miles in 100 days. And like walking, like just if people just were to throw in regular walking, they could change their lives. And it sounds like you have an ab program that's working for you. Yeah, I've started going back to the gym now. I've been fully vaccinated for just over a week now, and I've been crushing it at the gym. It feels so good to go back. And on Instagram, I took March 13th, 2020, the last day before we went into lockdown here in Canada. I was with a friend of mine, and we took a picture together. And at the time, I made him look small. And then July, I think 11th, 2021, when I went back to the gym for the first time after getting vaccinated, the day I was like 2 weeks after my shot, I was considered fully vaccinated. I celebrated by going to the gym, and that was the first time I'd seen him in over a year. And so so we actually got together and took a picture after a workout, and my friend is exactly the same size in the as he was a year earlier. Like he's exactly the same size. Like we talked to him. Meanwhile, myself, I've dropped 30 pounds since then, and like the before and the after, like you can use my friend as a comparison for how much weight I've lost. Oh, pull-ups, calisthenics, great exercises. And if you're doing pull-ups as a woman, you're in the top percentile. It's like the way women are generally built. It's a lot more impressive for you to do a pull-up than it is for any guy really. Like, but once you got the upper body strength to do it, then you can make a lot of progress in there. But it's not as simple to achieve to start out. They've done several scientific experiments where they put like a group of like 100 women on a program to be able to do pull-ups, and out of the 100 women, only 2 of them were actually able to do pull-ups at the end of the program. Meanwhile, if you do the same program on just like a random set of men, by the end of the program, like 90% of them would be doing pull-ups, and it surprised the researchers because that's not what they expected to get. All right, next set. Oh, I'm so full. Oh, my when I open up like this, I can feel my body stretching, and I got like a food baby in here that's 105 pounds skull crushers. My hands are sore. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. My fingers are very sensitive after doing 400 pull-ups yesterday. Oh. I was wearing gloves to the knuckle, and I wore these gloves because my last birthday I went to this calisthenic park, and when I was swinging, I ripped the meat off my hand by jumping 6 feet, grabbing a bar, and then doing some muscle ups and getting down. Like, yeah, that was my first time ever doing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm like so excited. And I look, I'm bleeding. I'm like, oh. So I went to the pharmacy, got a Band-Aid, put the Band-Aid on, wrapped it, and then I went, got some gloves, put the glove on my hand, and then I started doing pull-ups with essentially like a beat-up hand. This time I wore the gloves in advance so I could jump and I could grab between bars, but my fingers weren't protected. And you bought egg whites in a carton. Um, you bought. Let me think because like what do you mean by foam? Because like even when you pour the egg whites, like when you go to wash out the egg white container after, you'll see that there's lots of foam that comes up. Like it's like egg whites when they're disturbed can get a little bit foamy, but even then there shouldn't be too much. Like when you cook it, um, I can't say that I've ever really had a problem with foam when I've been cooking it, because like even when I pour it like sometimes I'll make scrambled eggs with whole eggs and I'll throw in some extra egg whites just to get some more volume. Um, it blends well. Sometimes the egg whites themselves stay a little bit runnier when you're cooking it. It doesn't harden up the same way that whole eggs do right away. Yeah, I'd say if at the end, if it looks like it's, like I'm assuming you're just frying them, right? Huh. Well, my suggestion would be to one, look at the expiry date of them, make sure that that's all good, well and good, and then just try it again. Try experimenting different ways with cooking with it, um, because like it shouldn't be like foaming up too much, but they do cook a little bit differently than whole eggs. What I used to do every morning I used to take um, a cup of egg whites and then put it in a like a big cup and then throw in milk until it lost its egg white consistency and became more like cream. And I chug that every morning, and it just used to be like a meal that would help fill me up first thing in the morning. Yeah, try that. Yeah, I'm really not sure. because maybe it does, but maybe or maybe to you it would, like you would call something foam that I wouldn't. Not quite sure. All right, so I'll give myself another minute, do some more skull crushers, and then try some. Well, I blended eggs with egg whites. Uh, I I find like eating eggs raw is like the nastiest thing in the world. Like I've tried it, right? Every guy has watched like Rocky and they've seen him crack the eggs in and chug the like it's unnecessary. And at the time there was a lot of hype for that, but when you actually look at the science behind it, which I found out later, it's not really necessary. Oh, I guess so, yeah. All right, let's get ready for my next set. Oh, oh. Ah, what am I putting this on? Ooh. Myself, I've always been I've always been example of what you don't want to do when it comes to eating your food. I bite swallow, and you're supposed to like there's a trade-off, right? Chewing your food like the recommended amount helps a little bit with digestion, but having spent so much time bulking, often the faster you can get the food down, the more you can eat before you realize that you're full. Whereas if you take the time to chew a little bit more and enjoy your food, um, you're likely gonna eat less because your body's gonna realize that oh, I'm not hungry anymore sooner. I'm also ambidextrous when it comes to food, and I grew up with zero, like basically zero parental supervision. Learned everything myself, and I never realized that it wasn't normal to be ambidextrous with food until I was 18 and I went out to eat. I went out to eat with my dad, and I'm just like grabbing and like whatever's closest to getting it into my mouth, like grabbing the cup here, my fork here. Then suddenly I switch. Now the cup is in this hand, fork's in this hand. Yeah, I'd recommend that. Try keeping things consistent and playing around and using your own body as your own size experiment. playing around with some variables, see what results you get. That's a good mindset to have. Ooh. Like when it comes to timing, not enough people time their sets, right? So if you're doing biceps, most people will count like 1, 2, 3, but not enough people will actually count for time, right? Or look at the clock. Like I'm starting now and do like 45 seconds of lifting. Another thing that's actually really useful for determining your capability is timing not the sets but the rep. So like if I'm doing biceps, if you have a timer, and it's easier if you videotape it first and then go back later and watch it and add a timer later. But you go like, you start doing your curls, right? So one. So like, let's say it's taking me like 1.5 seconds every time I'm doing a bicep curl. Well, as I start to get fatigued, it's going to go from 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds to like 2.3, 2.5, 3, and then I'm gonna get to like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then at that point, like you're like once it takes you a certain amount of time past your set when you're fresh, that's when you're getting you can sort of map out your failure or map out what you're capable of before you go to failure. I feel like doing some abs right now. Let's see if I can do it without my stomach bursting. But right now, I want to get this bar out of the way. Whoa. There we go. I'm going to lower my fan, so I'm not going to. Oh. This is my favorite ab exercise lately. I've done like tens of thousands of crunches on the point where I can't tolerate them anymore. But these ones right here, you get a nice squeeze in your abs. You might even cramp your first time doing them. You don't want to use momentum to get up, but you want to get about here and squeeze all the way up, and then squeeze. You're talking is that what you're talking about? I'm starting to get workout brain. I'm starting to forget what things are called. Let's keep the fan on me so I don't overheat. So was that like there's another name for that, but I can't remember it. Like just sitting, pike position. Yeah. Pushing your foot off the ground. Like that. There was a lot when I was in the circus group, there was a lot of exercises like that we did with just these what are they, parallettes? What are these things called? I can't remember. But I can't remember very many of them anymore now that I'm thinking about it. Like there were some of them that was really, really hard to do, where you just take your butt off the ground just like a centimeter, and it's like you're squeezing every muscle till it hurts. I'm trying to remember what. Fun. I didn't warm up my wrist before I did that though. My wrist didn't enjoy that. Yeah, it's not easy. And then when you're able to do one thing, there's always another level to that calisthenic exercise to make it more difficult. Oh, 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 oh. Let's get this camera a little bit better suited here. Oh, this is uncomfortable because I'm so full right now, and it's already been like 2 hours since I've eaten. But I spent a couple hours eating today. I ate a full meal, and then cooked myself some chicken thighs. I probably had about 1 kilogram in chicken thighs. Well, I had to get up because I couldn't breathe. Um, Chicken thighs are tastier, right? Because they got a lot more fat in them, and the fat just makes them delicious. But for myself, I'll treat chicken thighs as a snack, but sometimes I will occasionally binge on them more than I should. Whereas I can turn chicken breast more into a staple meal. Um, it's easier for myself to weigh how much chicken breast I'm going to eat, as opposed to if I have a chicken thigh, I'm going to want another one. Then I'm going to want another one. Meanwhile, like they're just skinless chicken thighs. Oh, it's getting hot in here. You can tell I'm getting sweaty. Oh, I'm normally when I train my arms, I train my forearms as well. Today, I purposely completely avoided my forearm training due to how much I beat them up doing the pull-ups last night. I'm gonna see who's online and who I can raid here. Huh. What's funny is the only person I am following who's online right now is the same woman that I rated last time, where you let me know I hadn't ended my stream. Oh, yeah, I got news. So this last Wednesday, I went out and I did some social distance swing dancing out in the park, and it was all choreography. And I don't have a lot of interest in choreography, but I was just happy to see my swing dancing friends, and I participated, and it was difficult, particularly since I was wearing a mask, and it's hard to breathe when, like, swing dancing, you're jumping and you're kicking and you're doing all, and you're just bouncing all over the place, right? Um, so I did that, and then on my way back, leaving that event, there was a group that was dancing bachata in the park, and I was walking by. I stopped. I watched for a bit, and they asked me, "Hey, do you want to come and dance with us?" So I'm sure they expected me to say no, because often when you ask people on the street, right, people on the street are like, "Oh, no, thank you, I don't do that." But I went down, and they were doing bachata choreography, and I just went down. I'm dancing. I'm doing the hips, and they get the hands up and they have the hands down, and like I started mid choreography, and I was able to follow along with the best of them, and I ended up spending I ended up like spending $100 for a year for access to these guys' program. And whenever they're having events, I can show up now. It's every Wednesday. So, crap. I was just saying, Wednesday, I have big plans to work out. And then I realized, oh, wait, I said I was going to go dance in the park on Wednesday. So, the dancing in the park is typically till 9 p.m., I think. At least the lesson goes till 9 p.m. And so if I'm back, I might still be able to stream afterwards. But yeah, I walked in and I was exaggerating it too, right? Like getting the hips, like, yeah, because I just remember part of the choreography was just like hit, 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 body roll, and and then there was other things where they like you bend over, and it was a good time. Well, yeah, so I'm gonna get set up to raid somebody here. Yeah, so that remember that woman that was doing the pole dancing that I raided last time? She's the one I have on right now. I'll probably send you guys her way again, or I can look for another fitness streamer. Oh, it's just hot in here. Maybe I'll do one more set of abs. I didn't really do very much because I wasn't. Jillip. There goes my camera. All right. My camera didn't like when I moved it like that, so I'll. on camera. I got like 5 minutes left of my workout. And then my camera decides to, without sacrificing size, stay just lean enough so that you can see them. And like any other muscle, you train your core, you train your abs, they will get bigger. It's just if there's a layer of fat over top of them, you're not going to be able to see them. What's going to happen is your stomach will actually look bigger, but like I've been 240 pounds before and still able to see my abs. But that's just because I had really thick abs at the time from the amount of volume that I put in. And if you want a muscle to grow, it comes down to how much volume of hypertrophy that you're getting in. And you need to train hard. You need to train basically till failure. As you get stronger, you're going to have to put more work in to break down that muscle tissue. But as well as it's easier to not sacrifice size if you don't like stay lean enough so that you can see your abs and then start to gain some weight, but don't gain it too quickly. If you gain weight too quickly, you're gonna put on excessive fat you're gonna get depreciative gains eventually. Whereas my recommendation is if you can't see your abs, go for the long cut. Go have be in a small calorie deficit over a long period of time until and train hard the whole time you're doing it, so you can build muscle while losing weight until your abs start to poke out. A lot of how your ab separation is, and whether you can see 2, 4, 6, or 8 depends on genetics. And there's nothing you can do about that. As well as you can spend some time in front of the mirror learning how to make your abs pop out, because there's different ways you can flex, and some people have a hard time getting that mind-body connection on how to flex to get them to pop. Like right now, I've got a food baby, so I'm like absolutely stuffed, and it's a little bit hard for me to actually flex my abs to make them pop, but I can still do it. But if you start off on a little bit of the heavier side, you can burn a little bit of fat while trying to build muscle, and eventually you're gonna start to see some ab development, as long as you just maintain a small calorie deficit over a long time. And then from there, you can either you can still try to burn more fat while trying to build muscle, or you can use that as a base and stop losing weight, and try to gain weight again, but even slower. Enough time for man, I've got workout brain. My words aren't really coming to me right now. But to put this in perspective, if you're doing everything right, I'm talking like you're training as efficiently as possible, it's going to take you naturally about 4 years to hit your peak genetic potential. And maybe not your peak genetic potential, but to the point where you're not going to be able to put on more than half a pound of lean muscle mass a year. So like the first year, you might get half your gains. If you're doing everything perfect, you might get half your maximum gains in 1 year, and then it's going to slow down until you peak. And then once you start going, it's not going to be a straight line, but you're going to have to train really hard for a year just for half a pound of lean muscle mass until, and you can keep that up until you start getting a little bit older, and then your hormones change and testosterone levels go down, and then so I'm not sure if that answers your question or not. I did a fair bit of rambling there. All right, I'm gonna send a raid here. I've raided this one before. She's a professional pole dancer. She's in the middle of training to compete. I have a lot of respect for the pole dancing profession, like the pole dance. Like, there's a lot that goes behind the technique and the training. It's definitely not easy. It takes a lot of dedication to that craft. All right. Well, thank you everybody who came out tonight. I enjoyed chatting with you. Thanks for keeping company there on each end at the end for such a long time. And today's been a good day. I'm 34 as of yesterday. Feeling good. Feeling proud of my progress, my accomplishments, and I hope to work out with you guys again in the future. Have a good night, everybody.